Well, hey folks, Species7 here. Welcome back to Farm Expert 2017, and welcome back to the channel. Well, if it's your first time here, thanks very much for stopping by. I do hope you enjoy what you see. So, I have cranked all of the video options back up, and we're still banging out 70 plus frames, so not bad. Although, if you go slow, it always looks so jittery. I don't know. I think it's because the way they've used focus in this game. Things tend to focus on things close, and you can actually physically see things come in and out of focus at times. It's kind of odd. A little disconcerting till you get used to it. But considering it's actually more like the human eye works, I suppose it should be more natural. I have, as I'm looking at my plow and going, why are you over there? Well, that's where I put it. So today we're going to haul the cultivator out because I did finish the plowing as promised. So what do we got here? A Platon 3 GR by Horatio. Well. Very nice. Very nice. Let's hook her up to the old laying beanie. Ooh, yeah, you look like you've plowed a field or two, don't you? I feel kind of short in this game. Anybody else still? Of course, I feel kind of short in real life too. So, alrighty, any we get. And if anybody's figured out how to turn off this HUD, that would be nice. Because I think I've figured out now that, you know, the whole F and Z and V and spacebar to turn the tracker on and all of those things. I think I've pretty much got a handle on it. I'd kind of like to turn it off. I mean, I don't mind leaving the speedo and stuff on. Mainly it's because I noticed when I was plowing, I'd be looking down to try and figure out where the front wheel was, and you couldn't see it, right? Because I wanted to stay in the groove from the plow. You get the smoothest, nicest plow that way. But, yeah, I actually could not see it. So, today, there we go. Let's yump out. Today we're going to go and cultivate those fields and see how that goes. There we go. See how the background is kind of blurry? It's different. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but it is rather realistic, which seems to be what they're going for here. And, well, those of you that watch my channel know that that doesn't hurt my feelings at all. I was reading the reviews for the game, and there's a lot of negative reviews, granted, and maybe there should be, you know. It's certainly not as polished as FS15, for instance. But are you dragging on the ground? Am I cultivating my yard? Is this what's going on? No, it's not. That's just as well, that's odd. What the heck is going on here? It's almost like it's picking it up and dropping it. I mean, I can see that that is off the ground. And there doesn't appear to be a crouch in this game. But yeah, so I was reading the Steam reviews. And it became fairly obvious from what I was seeing that most of the people that were posting negative reviews, now I'm not going to fanboy this game. Like I said, it has issues, make no mistake. Where the heck are my fields? But, okay, I think we can get there through here. I think a lot of the issues people were having, you could kind of tell that they were probably used to playing Farm Sim 15 and probably used to used to playing Farm Sim 15 on a, an Oklahoma type map or something along that lines, because it was all more related to, how the tractor would bounce around. It didn't seem to behave properly, and, when you'd go to do something in a field, it was like the pneumatic tires were on the moon. You'd bounce around so bad. And I did try it. I dropped the plow and I put this thing in like 6D and I charged across the field. And it was an unmanageable mess. Basically, rather than a plow furrow, it looked more like the field had been struck by lightning. So... And yeah, the tractor was completely unmanageable. It was just horrible. And yeah, see the green trailer? That's where we started. I took you the long way around so I could talk your ears off. But, and it was mostly things like that. Now, like, there are some other, obviously, like I said, some issues with it. And quite valid of people to bring them up and to have something to say about it. But, so far, it's, still at mixed. It isn't at the negative level. And like I say, I'm certainly not going to fanboy it or anything. Alright, let's drop this down and see how we do. I don't think I want to be in 4C. I think more like 4A? 3A. Try that. See, I guess a couple of you are actually playing this, and of course are further ahead of it than I am, because I've got 3 other FS maps to juggle and a couple other games to juggle, plus this to get through. So yeah, I don't... As a YouTuber that does gaming videos, I don't get to do as much gaming as one might think. Whoa. Yeah. Save me, Landini, save me. Nice. Alright. So yeah, I guess, and it's unfortunate, but I wasn't sure if they'd done it again, but I guess that they have. You are, in fact, only working a 6-month year. 6 months? April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, 6 months. The other 6 months of the year don't actually exist. Now, I suppose if this was just straight arable type farming, that would be acceptable. Problem is, you're also dealing with things like greenhouses and animals. And there is absolutely no reason to believe for a moment those would simply tend to themselves because it was winter. You know, I would have much preferred that, even if that's all you had to do, and if you didn't have greenhouses, you know, that you could skip through, right? Because there is an option to skip through time. So, but no, that the option of not skipping through those winter months is unfortunately not there. So, that's kind of a downer, and I wish that that would be addressed. Now, of course, by the same token, Farm Sim 15 has absolutely no seasons. It's just freaking plant me time every day, all day. And I see I've actually missed a wee bit. I have to go back and do a little recult. No. Oh, would help if I actually put that down. Okay, it's down. Alrighty, we're in. Let's get ourselves in forward momentum. Alrighty. And a quick dip in the ditch to wash the one tire. go. Yeah, I looked in the controls menu and didn't see anything to turn the HUD off. But that's not to say there isn't a key. I just don't really want to go blindly stabbing around. Who knows what could happen? End up accidentally putting some sort of console command in or something and killing the game save. Who knows? How are we doing here? Oh, I wanted to switch to F2 and look at the actual... actual specs of what we were doing. That's that field. I'm not too worried about what it says that field's doing at the moment. Alright, here we go. Plowed 100%, cultivated 23%. Really? Alright. Oh, this is the small field. That's why. I was going to say, I thought it took me like 20 minutes to get 20% the last time. But yeah, that was on that bigger field. Which I will again do off camera. And I haven't really decided what I want to do for crops. Now, the last iteration of this game, I started it a few times and then sort of, dang, did I miss a section again? What's going on here? Let's have a look at my terrible job, shall we? Oh, okay, maybe not. Huh. Just looked like it in the rear view camera. I guess what I'm actually seeing is these divots in the ground here are not quite as happy, joy as the rest. But there's still a lot of texture going on after cultivating. Certainly nothing like the plowing, blug, but yeah. Very nice, very nice. See, I found in the last version of this, that you really couldn't get ahead of it as far as money went. If you expected to get anywhere, you were sort of stuck doing the old Agrar 2012 thing, which is, let's drop that down. There we go. You had to play about with the animal market, and I did that in the last one for I think 2 years, possibly 3 years. All I did was increase my animal stock and increase where they live type of thing. Did all the upgrades to how many I could keep and all of that stuff. And at the end of 3 years, I think I had about, I don't know, a couple $100,000 or something, and was able to buy pretty much, you know, what I needed to get me through far enough to get a viable farm running, to get a viable orchard running. And once that was up, though, the game was actually really good. I didn't mind once you figured out when some of the crops were actually going to be ready and stuff like that. But it had issues. The disappearing crops was the worst of it. That and the fact that it took you freaking forever. The last harvest I did on my big orchard, I think I had like 98 boxes of fruit or something, you know, and you can take 8 at a time to the fruit factory, which is 2/3 of the way across the ginormous map. So yeah, I spent hours and hours just transporting, and then I finally made enough money to buy the big truck that would do it. But you still had to, I don't know. It was a you know, a Pleasant Valley type of thing. Okay, where are we here? Let's drop that down. How are we doing anyway? Ooh, 41%. We're almost halfway there. But yeah, I was, you know, not impressed to see so much negative review on this game. Like I said, it may not be perfect, but then again, it's half the price of Farm Sim. And they are making an effort here to go way beyond and above that, sort of baseline that we're all become so comfortable with after getting the same sort of thing out of Farming Simulator year after year. I mean, even the sort of little bit of the MR mod that they incorporated that made more of a difference as to what machinery could haul stuff still isn't anything like having a physics engine built into it, It's just not. And these guys seem to be aware of it, and that alone makes it an interesting proposition. Like I said, you could tell by the comments that most people that had negative things to say, they were the ones that would load up Courseplay, load up a giant map with their harvesters with the 60-foot drapers, and then they'd load up their 50-meter air seeder and their 25-meter cultivator, and then spreadsheet their way around the game by just setting their courses up, and away they went. And then they come into something like this, and it's not at all the same idea. This is more akin to working old streams, and working old streams with the classics equipment, kind of like what I'm doing, right? And maybe just because I'm kind of used to doing that, I don't find this to be nearly as difficult a proposition. Alright, 51%. And at this point, I would give it a reasonably positive review. Is it 5 stars out of 5? No. But, it's sure a good 3.5, like, better than 50% there. And that isn't too bad, because it does seem like the devs maybe have an interest in taking it from that 50% to a little bit better. We'll see. I'm not going to write my Steam review for it until, for one, I actually have a reasonable amount of time and play in here. I mean, like, all I've done so far is plowed a field and done some cultivating. That's, a tenth of what the game I guaranteed has, and a 20th of what they promised. So, certainly don't think it's time to write a review. But I am rather enjoying it so far. I hope you guys are too. Now I know this, she does bounce along pretty good. But, I don't know. Personally, I think you'd kind of expect that. And, just pretty much why I'm sure that they have come out with that, the plow mod for Farm Sim 15 plow spec, and why so many maps have it, and why the dirt and terrain mod is so popular. It's trying to do some of this. And, well, of course, Giants wasn't built to do that, so it doesn't really want to. See, if I drive over those trenches, I can get rid of them. And in fact, you know what? Let's actually do that. Just to see if you can make yourself a nice smooth field when you're not the most adept at plowing and doing all of these things. Okay, now it's chewing into the field. Oh yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. Alright. I just wanted to make sure. Just to see. So yeah, you can definitely... Oops. Come on now. This is hard to do from the side. Especially when you find driving in a straight line to be difficult most of the time. Alright. But no, you can see what I mean. If you were to be cooking through here, I'm doing between about 8 and 12 at the top end. And when I hit, improved ability driver, not a plower, you can see when it hits the 10-11 kilometer mark, she starts to bounce pretty good. So yeah, I'm sure if I was to, put her in old 6D there and walk on it, yeah, it is one bumpy ride. And so it should be. I said that's... Then you got that one. And then you get that one. It's kind of nice actually having the 3 views. I don't know that the middle one's all that necessary. I mean, all you got to do is only zoom out that far. But it's probably because there was a lot of issues originally with their last game, last farming sim game anyway, with the cameras wanting to snap to the back of things. You know, you'd be trying to see what was going on by zooming out, being out here, and all of a sudden, boing, the camera would snap, and then you'd pop back, and then it would boing and snap back in again, and oh, it was just nasty. So I don't know, maybe that's why that was done this way this time. Either way though, it works. No issues. Rather have more of a function than less of one. We're doing pretty good here. Pretty good indeed. Oh, and I think I said last time that I didn't see anything for hiring workers. You can, of course, hire workers. Now, I assumed that you could. I just didn't see it. But again, thanks to one of my viewers, I think it was Tonic, actually, that said, hey, just, do this and do, like, I don't know, maybe this, is it? No, map, maybe? Field? Oh, here you go, employees. Ooh, yeah, so you can select what you want them to do. Like, depute the plowing. Loosening. Huh, I wonder what depute is. But as you can see, that's pretty cool. Convert the field to orchard. Convert the orchard to a field. Oh, neat. Aerial spraying. Fertilize. Oh, aerial spraying of these. Oh, instead of having your guys just do it. Barley, cannoli, peas, soybeans, all of these things. That's really cool. Huh. Now, I would imagine, though, that I'd have to have... I wonder if I actually have to... Whoa. Oh, okay, I guess these are bits of kit that I'm... Where's my tractor? How come it's not there? Because I'm sitting on it? Alrighty. Yeah, like I would think that... whoa, I'm still moving. You would probably have to... like if I was plowing a field, I'd probably have to have a second plow to get a worker to plow another field. I'm not sure. The last time they basically, it was an invisible thing. You click the button and it was done. Right? There was no, it wasn't like Farm Sim where you actually had to have the gear there and buddy would actually get out and do it. No. It was just sort of a, I can understand if it had been aerial spraying, then yeah, you wouldn't expect to see a vehicle leave the farm and go do a job. But I've never really heard of aerial plowing or cultivating as far as that goes. I suppose you could seed, but it would be awfully wasteful. So yeah, we will see how that works, mind you. We will check it out. I mean, for now, we are going to manually bang on here. And what I want to do when we finish cultivating this field, how are we doing for fuel? 161 liters, I'm getting down there, is take a little trip. Take a little trip with me down to, downtown, wherever the heck we are here. And I just missed a big piece. That's not acceptable. Plow up. Reverse mundo. Let's get out there. Yeah, I started to weave off here, and you can see I left quite a strip. Yeah, we're going to go downtown and have a look at the vehicular shoppage. There we are. And see what sort of stuff they've got. There. Yeah. Let's get this strip done. It's just not up to standards. I mean, a little divot or pothole here and there is worth that's one thing. You know, leaving a 30-foot long strip 3 feet wide, that's entirely another. So yeah, I thought we'd go and have a look, see what sort of money is required, and maybe check out one of the used ones as well, because I get a feeling that, first of all, I get a feeling now you drop, you bugger. That I should probably actually be over on the field. I don't know why I thought that was the end of the cult. Whoop! I keep forgetting. You can't just press W and expect it to not go backwards anymore. There we are. That's a little more like it. I don't know what I was thinking. I was going to go cultivate the neighbor's lawn. I'm sure he'd have appreciated that. So yeah, I'm thinking 70K is all we got in the bank, even though this was supposed to be the one that gave you lots of gear and lots of money. Although, to be honest, no, it shows you what all your gear is in that one picture. Just gonna say, I'll be honest, I haven't really looked all that hard. There's a lot of closed sheds. But no, it does show you in the vehicle thing there what you actually have, and we have 4 items and $70,000. So pretty funny what they consider lots of money and lots of vehicles. But then again, I guess there is a scenario where you start out with just one tractor. I wonder what they consider lots of money in that scenario. If they figured 70 grand was lots in this one. Because I get a feeling it would cost most of that 70 grand just to catch up to the kit we've got here. Cultivated 97%. Lovely. Get the rest of this edge. %. We're getting there. Whoa. 99. Oh, let me guess, the other 1% is on the other end of the field. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, quite a difference between those two fields, I must say. Oh no, I got right to the edge here. Wonder why it's only giving me 98%. Must be things like these divots. I wonder why 99%. Where's my other 1%, man? Yeah, it's got to be just those divots in the field that are left from the plow mark. That's the other 1%. Oh, there we go. We finally got it. It was this edge. I wasn't sure. Alrighty. And 100% cultivated. So, I'm going to drop this off right here. Click. There we go. And okay, let's figure out. Oh, actually, I think I want to turn around, don't I? We've got a used equipment dealer there, and then a regular machine dealer there. So let's go have a look, shall we? There should be a road not too far off here. Let's go back to F1. We can actually get to our road. I guess it's off this way. Alrighty. Do. Ah, here we are. Now. Oops. Shouldn't have changed through that set so quickly, I guess. Excuse me. Oops. I'm all over the place. Interesting terrain. I'm going to jump out of the cab here for a minute and have a look. Huh. Alright, so is this the used one? Let's have a look here, shall we? It is too. Oops. Don't tell the municipality. Yeah, you know Species is in town when all of your little road signs are gone. Okay. What'd we get? They got a couple of used tractors. A Winston TX and an Alta D500, eh? 35.7. Whoa, that's like half our money. Yeah. Well, man, how much for the Winnie? €26,000. Harvesters is what I'm interested in. 162.5. That's for a used harvester. So, how the heck are we supposed to be able to get one? 7,100 euro for that one. Oh, 8,400 for the bigger one. Ooh. 78,000 for this. That's not bad. Forage harvester. Another 13k for that. Trailers and balers. Ooh, how much for the Findle? 13,000. We could afford that. Yeah. Wow, that's fairly cheap. 9,700 for the forage wagon. That's not bad at all. Tillage. Now we do need a seeder. I believe. Because I think all they gave us was a plow. That is all they gave us, actually, was a plow and a cultivator. So, yeah. Let's It's not a bad little cedar. Wheat, barley, canola, soy, lupine, and grass. Huh. Alrighty. Ferts and sprayers. 19,500. Potatoes and beets, nothing. Orchard. Huh? A sprayer and a grass cutter. Here we got, ooh, a bale wrapper. What's this thing? Oh, a mower. Okay. And another mower. Nice. Mods, of course we don't have any. Sale. Oh, this isn't used gear? This is new? Oh. So they've got this Landini, the same one we've got, for 89K. Okay, I thought this was the used vehicle dealer. Maybe we're just not quite there yet. I don't know. Yeah, no, this is definitely the vehicle dealer. Yeah, same stuff, so... Let's have a look over there, because that actually lists it as being the vehicle dealer down here. So that's probably the used gear. So we'll buy our cedar there. And then this is supposed to, whoop, supposed to be the other machine dealer. Let's see how we do. Well, that was flat out in 6D, and I didn't really notice any issues. Alright, let's check this out. What the hell, it's the same thing. Oh no, here we go. I guess they've got all of them. Blender the Eagle. 40,000 euro, that isn't bad. Wow. I guess they call them blenders because they're blended out of different tractors. That's funny. Ooh, the Blender Dio. There's a monster, eh? For 125k? Nice. Trailers and balers. Yeah, no, this is definitely the new machine. That was used machines over there. Quite the collection. Wow. This is 20,000 new. Square balers 40k new. It's not bad. Wow, there's a lot of balers. A lot of bale wagons. Tillage. Subsoilers, but I wonder if you actually get to use them. Nice cultivators. Wow, getting some pretty big stuff. Ooh, look at the big Vogel and Newt. Huh? Huh. Those are quite the cultivators, those Bocas. Potager Lion, 34k. Coffee, 3 meter. Leveling the field. Well, that is a tiny little puppy, isn't it? Whew. Alrighty, planters and seeders. 29k. 15,000 for that little guy. There's the coons, so brand new they are, 21,000. Alrighty, we'll have to see how that is. Comparatively, 30,000 for that little guy. Alright, that gives us an idea. How much for the little Sipma? 40k. 27 for that one. Xenotica, 34, plus the front is another 18. Wow. Orchard stuff. What you got? Wow. These harvesters, 80k, 90k. Nice little tractor. Trimmer for shrubs and trees. Wow, cool. Pepple, 6. Let me guess, holds 6 people? Xena Kraken. Planter. Oh, right, that's for planting. Okay. Sprayers. Wow, there's your orchard tracker. That's the same one they had the last time. Yeah, look at this thing. 17. I do want one just to putter around on, man. Yeah, and here we go again with this trailer that'll only hold 8 crates. Yeah. Other? Wow, Tango wrappers. Some weights. That's a nice weight. Mow the green fodder on the field. Oh, a mower for grass. Wow. Alright, so there is a fair bit of kit. How's the real harvester situation here? Yeah, again, way above our league in it. Seems to be all headers. Is there only one harvester? 190k, 130k. 150, 250, and then we got that. Alrighty, so there you go. Just an idea of what sort of rolling stock is available. I'm going to actually go back and buy that cedar and take it home. But I think I'm going to call the episode here, guys. So till next time, hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to hit the like button. Helps me out a bunch. And feel free to favorite, share, do all that stuff. Send money for English lessons. Yeah, that's the one. Alright, hope you enjoyed. Take care of each other, folks. This has been Species 7, having another look at Farm Expert. Not bad so far. Hang in there. Ciao for now. Crow, I'm gonna get you. Uh-oh, I'm lost. I wanted to go in there. Oh, there's an entrance up ahead. Cool.